Hello. I hope everybody had a happy 4th of July that was celebrating. Um, and thank you to all of the veterans for your service because obviously, freedom, America, fuck yeah, right? I had a lovely holiday. I cooked out, made brats on my grill with some corn, and we had my mom's potato salad and some chips. And we never got around to the apple pie. Mom said she didn't have the appetite for it. Sally did really well. She was not spooked by the fireworks. And she's definitely more triggered by dog walkers than fireworks, which is interesting, but she did okay. So the three of us sat out here. We can see three different displays from my location because this is an interesting thing. And when I was living in Virginia for 3 years, um, I was very surprised by this that they don't really do a lot of displays. Like in Richmond, they only had a display at their minor league stadium, which I think at the time they had the Richmond Braves, which was the minor league for the Atlanta Braves. But they wouldn't even do it on July 4th. It was like the closest Saturday to July 4th is when they would actually light up the fireworks. So the only way you could see fireworks on the day of was if you drove 2.5 hours to DC, which we did one year. We went up and sat by the Lincoln Memorial and watched the fireworks get shot up by the Washington Monument. That was pretty cool. So we had a lovely holiday. We spent most of the day while I was cooking, and we were all just sort of chilling out, watching Drunk History and then Survivor, right? Because what's more American than getting drunk, watching, catching up on your 4th of July history, and watching an all American game show, shall we say? Game shows are very popular in America. Anyhow, I tried to tune in the morning for some of the Lolcow universe content, and it was like they still haven't given up on trying to bully this poor kid off of their network. They know that she struggles with formulating her thoughts. They know that she struggles with articulating ideas. And rather than, her host, her co host, Beans, should have been coaching her the entire time. But instead, she made herself an adversary, right? So, um, I didn't watch Dolls, but I've heard that it did not go well because she invited Eric up and Ultra just invited himself up. And I think she also let Butt Smack ASMR into the chat. And so I guess Dolls did not go well. But I don't know. I didn't watch it. So I can't really have an opinion on that. Um, no idea how nerds went. All I know is that they put a clickbait thumbnail up indicating that they were at the cookout. Whose cookout? Seemed like you guys were both in your own studios. So whose cookout? Who was cooking out? Most of the stuff I just tried to like replay this morning because for some reason they tried to stream while everybody was out celebrating with their families, cooking out, and watching fireworks, right? Oh, and what I was saying about the fireworks, it just was amazing to me, that to see a sanctioned display, you had to drive all the way up to DC from Richmond. Whereas, where I live currently, and I grew up here, uh, every single city has its own display. That's why we were able to see 3 displays from my location, right? And honestly, if you were to go to the top of the world, Laguna Beach, you'd probably see a dozen different displays at least, maybe more, because you'd be able to see Disneyland and Angel Stadium as well from there. Everything in Irvine, everything in Laguna Beach, and everything in the Saddleback Valley. You'd see all of it, right? But anyway, they decided to try and get a little coin on 4th of July. And I did try and watch a little bit of Rewind, and it was some of the most pathetic bullshit I've ever seen. It was the worst beg stream I've seen from Rewind, like, ever, Billy. And you gotta start watching yourself back and realizing how creepy your laugh is. How creepy a lot of the shit you say is. So he was apparently invited to a party and decided he would rather spend July 4th with his fan base in the Lolcow universe. Right? Is that what you decided? Just further proving that this guy has absolutely no life. So who knows if he actually got invited to a party or not? Who knows if he has some sort of social impairment at this point, where he's not comfortable around other people, uh, certainly not around women, right? Which is why he doesn't know how to speak to them and says some of the most disgusting things to them, right? And um, after the fireworks, I think that one of the displays, I think, got interrupted because I didn't see the finale. And then there was about a half-hour reprieve, and they started shooting fireworks up again. So I think maybe there was a weather delay or some sort of incident or wind, or, well, I mean, it was like, you can see the flag over me. It was about as breezy as that. It wasn't that bad. But something happened to one of the displays, the one that's clearest to me. And they came up later. So I didn't really check out the test stream until about a half hour after Nightmare had started it. And it looks like both of his tryout hosts fucked up again and didn't show up. They thought that'd be funny. You think that's funny? Didn't show up for the planning session to discuss the ideas and, what should be in the docket for discussion. So I'm sure that was very frustrating for him. And I do want to say, I still enjoy him as a personality on that network. Yeah, he has some intelligent conversation most of the time. Most of the time. And I think he's probably has the most potential to actually produce evergreen content, um, which goes into the viewership and the AdSense and being able. I don't know what their arrangement is with Keen. If they only get for the month when it happens, or if they get that residual on the AdSense. Like if their streams are getting kicked back up for rewatches, are they getting that as well? I have no idea what their agreement is, and I'm sure that's part of their NDA, right? So let's get to Foodie Beauty. She has not gone live in a couple of days. This is probably due to the fact that she does not have internet service. She took a picture of herself drinking coffee, and she's still trying to tout Syria as being like a first world country. But people quickly noticed that her cuticles were cracked, that she might be biting on her nails and her cuticles and stuff. And so that makes me wonder a couple of things. Is she drinking enough water? And does she not have access to just hand lotion? She talked about there being a lot of pharmacies all over the place. Shouldn't she have access to some basic hand lotion like Eucerin or whatever might be a local product? Or could she not just rub her hands with a little bit of olive oil to moisture them up? Because if she doesn't do that, she's going to end up getting hangnails and she'll probably try and bite them off, and that's going to be super painful, right? French Fried Girl did a stream yesterday after I was watching Drunk History while setting up my grill and stuff. So I got to watch her while I was cooking. And I'm glad to see her back on and doing her commentary. She's doing a great job. Anyhow, I think that Cafe putting out a members only stream this morning was a bad idea because the views were so low on the network's content yesterday that I can't even imagine how low they would be if you can't even have outside people view the content. Like, can't even see it, right? So I imagine they're going to still pick on this poor girl, and who knows what's going to happen. I guess rumor on the street is that Beans is quitting dolls. So she probably has talked to Brantley at this 4th of July party they all went to. The popular kids, right? All went to the 4th of July party about doing something different, like some other type of stream. But the reality is she cannot have an all-female cast because she's incapable of working with women like that. She needs a male to balance her out, to reel her in. Otherwise, she's just going to look like that bitter Betty who's constantly coming after her female co-host. That's what it's that's what it already looks like to me. Too many people have been fired on her account. So good luck, sweet tea. And I hope you all had a great 4th of July. This is just a quick one. I have to do some errands with Miss Sally this morning. And then who knows? Who knows what I'll do? I have been walking a lot better. I've been eating a lot better. I'm on the mend, which feels really good. And so now I'm kind of back to the basics of just feeling the nerve damage. And if that's all I have to deal with is the nerve damage to my left leg, that would be divine. That would just be so nice. If I didn't have all these other health complications that are being pushed because of that nerve damage, right? Anyway, hope you all have a great weekend. Take care.